The scream ripped from Eleanor's throat, echoing through the dusty halls of Hollow's End. Her reflection stared back, but it wasn't her own. The face in the antique mirror was hers, yet not hers. A grotesque mockery twisted into a sinister grin. Panic seized Eleanor. Her breath hitched in ragged gasps as she stumbled back from the mirror. It couldn't be real. It was just a trick of the fading light, a figment of her fear-racked mind. But the reflection remained. "Who are you?" Eleanor choked out, her voice barely a whisper. The reflection's grin widened, a chilling, humorless expression that sent shivers down Eleanor's spine. "We are one," the reflection hissed, its voice a raspy echo of her own, bound by blood and memory. Eleanor's mind reeled. "What are you talking about?" she breathed, fear clawing at her throat. "This is impossible." The reflection's eyes, cold and empty as a winter sky, seemed to bore into her very soul. "Our past is intertwined, woven into the very fabric of this house," it whispered, its voice a low thrum that vibrated in Eleanor's bones. Images, fleeting and fragmented, flashed through Eleanor's mind. A young girl with haunted eyes, trapped within the mansion's walls. A name whispered on the wind, Abigail. Was it hers or the reflection's? "We share a past, Eleanor," the reflection hissed, its voice a venomous caress. "A past stained with tragedy and pain." Eleanor pressed her hands against her temples, desperate to quell the onslaught of memories that weren't hers. She stumbled away from the mirror, seeking solace in the familiar surroundings of the parlour. But the mansion offered no comfort. Every shadow seemed to writhe, every creak of the floorboards sounded like a whispered threat. The weight of unseen eyes pressed down on her, amplifying her fear and confusion. Fear warred with an insatiable curiosity. Who was this Abigail, and what was her connection to Eleanor and this cursed house? Eleanor sank onto the dusty floor, her back against the cold stone fireplace. The silence of the old house was deafening, broken only by the frantic thump of her own heart. Section 4, a cry for help. Then a sound cut through the silence, a child's cry, faint and desperate, echoing down the darkened hallway. Eleanor's head snapped up, her heart pounding against her ribs. The vision returned, clearer this time. A young girl, her face streaked with tears, stood at the end of the hallway, her eyes wide with fear, locked onto Eleanor's. "Please!" the girl whimpered, her voice thin and reedy. "Help me!" Eleanor blinked, and the vision was gone. She was left staring at the empty hallway, the echo of the girl's plea still ringing in her ears. Section 5. The search begins. A strange sense of purpose washed over Eleanor, chasing away the fear. This girl, this Abigail, needed her help. Driven by a force she couldn't explain, Eleanor rose to her feet. She would find this girl, this echo from the past. She would unravel the secrets of Hollow's End, even if it consumed her. With newfound determination, Eleanor began her search. She moved through the mansion like a woman possessed, her fingers trailing along the cold stone walls, her eyes scanning the shadows. Each room seemed to whisper tales of forgotten tragedies, of lives lost and secrets buried deep within the mansion's heart. Section 6. The Secrets Within. Finally she found it. A hidden door concealed beneath a faded tapestry. It was ice cold to the touch, the only spot in the house untouched by the oppressive heat. A tremor of fear, cold and sharp, shot through her. This was it. This was where she would find the truth. Taking a deep breath, Eleanor pushed open the door and stepped inside. The room was small and airless, shrouded in darkness. The only light came from a single, flickering candle that cast long, dancing shadows across the dusty furniture. And there, in the center of the room, lay a wooden chest, its surface covered in intricate carvings. Eleanor's heart pounded against her ribs. This chest held the answers she sought. But as she reached for the lid, a cold gust of wind slammed the door shut behind her, plunging her into darkness.